All right. Welcome back to the Twisted Takes podcast. We are here after a pretty sport-filled weekend, I would say. More personally for us, we had the Stadium Series, the Genesis took place, college baseball got started, Daytona was there, so we have a lot to talk about today. I am here once again. Peyton, how are you doing?
Not good.
Peyton just watched Illinois probably give up the worst game ever.
So
Um,
$150 parlay. I literally just had the money line. That was it.
so he'll be down bad for the podcast. Dante, how you doing?
Doing good. TK goal makes me
Mm-hmm.
happy.
They up 2-1 now?
Yeah, 2-1. They're of course without fail, they're out shooting them 22-7 and only up one goal.
I think that's the wildest that you showed me where they have the most shots per game, but they're like mid in the league.
No, they have the most shots per game, but the third worst shooting percentage.
That's crazy. All right, and then Mike.
Feeling good, feeling good. Cats first in the East.
Yeah.
Only one away from the longest road win streak in NHL history, by the way.
Wow. What is
For
it?
the,
Where are they
for the
at?
second time this year, by the way, the Kings had 11 and lost their 12th game earlier this year. They are at 11 right now.
So Reese slamming. I think they're plus 100 tomorrow.
I mean, they're playing the Canes, so I mean,
Yeah, that's tough.
not an easy game, but I mean, okay, Oilers didn't break the record on what the last game, right?
Yes, they lost to Vegas. Well, no. That
Well,
was
they
to
beat
tie it.
Vegas.
That was the tie it. That was not the break
Okay.
it. That was the tie it.
Well, okay, but the Panthers is to
Yeah.
tie it too.
Yeah.
Kings lost to tie it this year. Oilers lost to tie it this year. I mean, it's bound to one of these
Yeah.
records is bound to hit. I mean, it's due, right?
All right. Cats money line.
Cats money line. And still riding the high of Bobby Wood coming back to the Royals for a long ass time. So I know it was a while ago, but
All right. Well,
Yeah,
let's get
I'm
started.
riding the Ahmed Rosario high, I guess.
Hey, he's good. I
those
actually
are probably words that have never been spoken, though.
no, I like him.
All right, so let's get started. I just want to talk a little bit, recap our Stadium Series trip. So this weekend, me, Dante, and Michael, we took the trip up to the Meadowlands to watch the Flyers take on the Devils. I think I was the only one that profited off that game, if I'm not wrong. Even without Jesper Bratt scoring a goal. Oh,
I did profit.
okay.
Thanks to Morgan Frost, I did profit.
Oh yeah, because that's like the only one you did.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
guess I broke even-ish because Frost.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I for some reason I can't like I thought Jesper Bratt scored that first goal and I would have gone crazy. Because I only saw the three, I didn't see the 13. But it's Nico. It's whatever. Flyers just got dominated by two Nicos. Nico squared.
Yeah, Nico Dawes was he had a hell of a game, but again, I feel like we're back to the pre-Torts era of too many defensive breakdowns, just too many odd man rushes. I mean, 30 seconds in breakaway, you probably had three other 2-on-1s in the next 5 minutes, and it was just right off the rip playing from behind.
Mhm.
All the momentum for the home team, dressed as the Sopranos coming in New Jersey. It I guess from that point on it was dead. But Owen Tippett, I'd like to thank you for your effort. Konechny, have a little bit of discipline, even though you're my favorite player. And Torts, make them skate suicides.
But honestly, like, so this was my second outdoor game, but I mean, hands down, it was a fantastic game. I think a fantastic weekend overall. Did you know? Here's a fun fact. There's been more hockey games now in MetLife than NFL playoff games.
I did see that. I did see that.
That is
Oh,
good.
it only took one weekend.
The
Yeah.
the experience of the Stadium Series game. I mean, even though we lost, that was probably the most fun I've ever had at a sporting event next to the Cowboys playoff game last
Mhm.
year. It's very close. That was electric. That was awesome.
So we had Nico squared, but we did not have McNamara squared. Did you hear about the story, Peyton?
No.
All right, so uh, we'll describe our weekend as we get into the story.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's like it's at MetLife, we're tailgating outside. FanFest, I think it was okay. I mean, I think if it was a little bit, obviously it can't be warm out, but like just the lines everywhere is just insane. Bandless fanatics couldn't buy anything, Devils. I just can't believe how you sell out of the home team, like the home team attire entirely, and just not have enough of it.
I also felt like they didn't do it for long enough. Like I felt like if you wanted to really tailgate the game, you couldn't experience both that and the entirety of the fan fest
Mhm.
because of the
Well,
lines.
yeah, and also because they were cutting it off early. Well, I guess it still started at 2:30. Like you would think 2:30 for an 8 o'clock game. Um, but I wish it went from 6 to 8 because I bet you the crowds would have been so much smaller with people going in for the Jonas Brothers. Like they should have given that opportunity for the people. I mean, by that time you're gonna have people trashed walking through FanFest, which would be pretty funny. Um, but we got to see Biz. I think that was the biggest thing you could do at FanFest, which had the
Like it's
shortest line, which was the
It
shortest
was
line at
crazy.
FanFest.
It was like no one knew who it was. I mean, did they know they're in the presence of Mr. Spin Chicklets himself?
Mr. Pink
So that was
Whitney.
pretty
Well, not
sweet.
Mr. Pink Whitney, but
No, that would be
Yeah.
Ryan Whitney,
Um,
namesake.
yeah, but I mean that was pretty cool. But yeah, tailgating was fun. So then Peyton, we get into the game. Um, I went to the bathroom before puck drop, and I'm coming down probably I think it was before the anthem. As I walk down for the anthem, my brother walks. He's like, "Oh, I'll be right back." Um, Devils score. It's 5, 10 minutes. I'm like, my my brother's still not back. Let me give him a call. So I leave, I walk up and I call him. I check like the near the bathroom. I check all the lines near us, and I'm like, hey, like, where are you? He's like, I'm walking to my car. I'm like, you're doing what? He said, yeah, it was a little cold. I'm walking to my car. No reentry into the stadium. There is no reentry into the stadium. This man just drunkenly walked to his car,
Yep,
missed the
gone
whole
the whole
game.
game. The whole
gone the
miss. Yeah,
whole
it
game.
was. You get back, he's napping in his car. So at the end of the first period, I'm like, you know what? All right, whatever. I'll try to get him in. So we get him to the front. We might maybe I'll try to persuade someone or whatever. He does the stupidest thing you could possibly do. He just simply walks past everyone and just walks into the game. Like, doesn't even try to talk to anyone first, just walks into the game. So at that point, now we're surrounded by like five people, and they're trying to kick me out of the game too because they think I went in with them. Thank God one of them saw me, but we were almost brawling there. But yeah, that was it was kind of a disaster. But looking back on it, that's probably going to be pretty funny in the future.
Hmm. I mean, it was still like a great weekend overall. The game was, I mean, electric. I also wanted
It
to
was a
look
great
this up.
weekend.
I wanted to see if there was more goals scored. So what it was 6-3 and 6-5. So a
Yeah, so
total of
20
20
goals.
goals scored on the weekend. I want to take a look and see if there was more goals scored in these two games than offensive touchdowns by the Jets and Giants in MetLife
Like this past
I'm
year,
gonna
you
guess
mean?
this
no.
season. This season.
I'm gonna guess no.
I bet there was more goals than Jets or Giants touchdowns combined
Okay,
in
well,
MetLife.
if we get when you talk baseball, when you all talk baseball,
I'm
I
looking it
will.
up right now.
Okay.
20 touchdowns for
Well, that's 10
17
each
home games.
team. I know there was like three or four at least where the Giants or Jets at home got shut out, like shut out on touchdowns. Um, 'Cause like some I could think of, like obviously the first game against the Cowboys. There was the one where the Jets played the Falcons and they lost with getting two field goals and a safety.
No,
Um,
that Cowboys game was in Jerry World.
oh, it was. Did they play
Yeah.
him again and still the same thing happened?
Well, they're in a different conference, so they would only play them once.
No, the Giants and the
Oh,
Cowboys.
the Giants. Yeah, yeah, they played them again, and Tommy DeVito actually had two. Or
Okay.
no, wait, no, no, no. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the Jets game. They did shut them out in the
And
Meadowlands,
yeah, okay.
and Tommy DeVito had two touchdowns in
The
Dallas.
Giants had 13 touchdowns.
Yeah, yeah. Jets probably definitely had seven.
that's a bold assumption.
Well, dude,
But
they
yeah,
kind of they had a lot at the end of the season. Like I think there was one game where they scored like three because like they were just playing. Um, and then yeah, city trip was sweet. Been a while since I've been to the city, the New York City. In case anyone's wondering what city we were at. Uh,
I mean, yeah, you have to clarify.
but yeah, I mean, I can't wait for the next one. Think about Ohio State. Payne, the next one is Columbus versus Detroit. So it's basically Ohio State versus Michigan in Ohio State Stadium.
That
Which is a
should
And
be
I'm
great,
hoping,
genius idea
which
by the
also I
NHL.
would so like I would actually care more to go to Michigan, Ohio State college hockey in that stadium than Columbus, Detroit. Like I would if that was the weekend and I get the cheaps like or the tickets like 50, $75 cheaper, which they honestly might be more expensive.
The Jets
They
had
might do
14.
it. They
Yeah.
might do that.
Well, because that's what I mean. They did that in Carolina. They had the ACHA NC State versus Tar Heels. I don't know why they wouldn't take on the opportunity to have Ohio versus Michigan in that stadium.
I remember Maine played an outdoor game against someone like 4 years ago.
Mhm.
It's I don't think it's out of the realm. Maybe they just haven't decided if they want to do it yet, but that would make sense.
All right, and then I know we talked about the Panthers win streak. Is there anything else in hockey that we want to touch on? I know one thing I was going to bring up because I told Dante about it. Bedard is winning the Calder. I'm happy I cashed out my Brock Faber bet. I probably could have cashed it out for more. But I made double profit on it, so I'll take it. Because
Yeah,
he
you're
already
good.
has six points in 3 games. And I don't know
Yeah,
if he has
he's
any tonight.
no, not yet. He didn't get an assist on the only goal, nor did he score it. Yeah, I think the race, barring another injury, I think the race is pretty much all but locked up at this point for Bedard. Tyson Forster will not be making a miracle run, unfortunately. Um, yeah, it always felt like he was going to win it anyway because the name. He is
Mhm.
Connor Bedard. Whereas,
Yeah.
with all due respect to Brock Faber, because he's an awesome defenseman. I even told you that when they made the Fiala trade, he's Brock Faber. Whereas, it's not fair exactly, but
But I mean, it got close. Like if Bedard came back and I mean, even if I think if he played mid, like if he got close to a point a game, it's like what pace was he? Was he on point a game pace before? I'd assume he was
no, I think he was a little under.
a little under. Okay. So I know he's at like 37, but I don't know if that was with the six or without. Um,
Yeah, I think. Um, yeah, I think he was a little bit under, but another thing that I wanted to get some opinions on. All right, you're an odds maker. What you're gonna make a little prop bet. Connor McDavid to lead the league in points. He's getting uncomfortably close for I think what a lot of
yes.
people thought. What are you setting that line at?
So I think he's like 12 back right now of
But he
is it
like shouldn't be.
McKinnon? Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what I would set that at. I mean, maybe I think that he'd have to pass McKinnon by 12 in I mean, I wouldn't hate it for just over two. Like I would take it if it was plus two something. Um
2,000
no,
or
no, like 200, like 200 something.
you would take it at two.
I would take it at that value.
I'd probably need at least four, but again, when he was out for that injury and he wasn't scoring goals, I think he was far back. Like it felt like he had no chance.
Mhm. Well,
He's
because
just been on
he's
fire.
stats pads against these weak Pacific teams. Like
Well,
he
again,
had six assists, but I don't think it was against a Pacific team. I forget who he had 6 assists against.
I thought it was. I don't remember either, but
Red Wings.
that,
Red Wings.
that Spinorama assist was still the
Oh my
craziest
God.
thing I've seen all year. Next to now the Quentin Byfield goal
I mean,
yesterday.
dude had like he flung his stick back. I know it was what's weird is like it was accidental, but he was still able to like have full control of the play.
Enough to kick the puck up to himself, fall down to his knee, and still roof it on his
Yeah.
backhand. I mean,
That was
just
disgusting.
Granted, it's
just
the
wild.
against the Blue Jackets, but
Oh, I don't care. I don't care
a
who it was
goal's a
against.
goal.
If it was on Zach Werenski, actually.
Oh wow.
He did that to Zach Werenski. I know it's the Blue Jackets, but Zach Werenski is Zach Werenski.
All right, let's get Peyton in here. We'll talk about the NBA All-Star Game, and we'll start with you, Payne. What were your thoughts on that thrilling, high-paced, high-action NBA All-Star Game?
I'm never betting against Damian Lillard in an All-Star game again because he just sweats way harder than anybody else does out there. Bro went totally try hard in a game where they just try to let people score as many points as they can, which like cool. But the game is not what I had the biggest. I mean, that game was garbage, but the fucking dunk contest sucks now, dude.
Jaylen Brown was terrible.
Dude, I
And
mean, now overtime and all those and House of Highlights and stuff, they're posting videos of my guy Tavion Kinsey from the G League dunk contest, and everybody's like, bro, this guy would have won the regular dunk contest.
Mhm.
And me being a Marshall knower, like I could have told people that, but like his freshman year, I saw him jump over 5 people, 2 of which were 7'1" on the same dunk. So I don't
Hold
know.
on.
Yeah. Look on his Instagram. He has it posted.
But say that one more time. He jumped over 5 people.
5 people, and 2 of them were over 7 foot tall. They were lined up in a line. He jumped over them and dunked it.
So he jumped over a 14-foot. Wait, what?
No,
Oh,
what?
they were
They
lined
were
up.
lined up. Michael,
I was
what
like,
are
I
you?
was like, what? I was like, they have a big
Neck,
coat on
neck
too, or
yourself.
something.
What?
He told me to check myself, and then came with that.
I was just baffled. Like
Yeah,
imagining
Michael,
him
he jumped
jumping
over
over
a
like
vertical.
25 feet of human.
Yeah, but yeah, he jumped over a vertical human centipede.
Mhm.
Yes,
I mean, they just bring out Mac McClung like a circus monkey every year to just
dude, but he's
fucking.
good. He's good at it.
He's
I
good,
mean,
but
yeah, he's
isn't
good, but
he's also a G League player, so why can't
Yeah.
Tavion Kinsey get in it?
he's
Dude, I
like the
don't know, but
No,
token
he
no,
should
dunker.
be in it.
yeah. But I'd like so I didn't watch the dunk contest, and sorry, I'm going to talk about hockey, but I feel like the same thing happened in like the breakaway challenge in hockey. Like it's just gone mid. Where like they used to have these cool, like I'd rather see the funny skits and like the crazy dunks than just like I don't know whatever mid stuff they're doing now, where maybe they jump really high or they do like a windmill dunk or something like that. Like I like the ones where they dress up and they make it a scene more than just oh I can do a sweet dunk or a sweet deke.
Michael, check your
Yeah,
Instagram.
I the All Star it sucks. I wish there was a middle ground between what Dame does and what like Jokic does.
Jokic
Like
and Luka do not care.
no,
But
that's my
why
thing. It's
should
like
they? Like why should they though? Like what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, you're in the entertainment business. I don't know.
Every
I
game
feel
is
like if you're
scripted already. They can't just have some fun.
oh, I mean they can't no fun and literally walking on the court the whole time is like I think completely different.
I think they should do what
Everyone
kind of the I think they should do what the NHL does. They should do a threes tournament. I think that'd be sweet.
threes
I think
half
we can
court
all
would be
agree
really
that the
fun.
MLB does the best All-Star week.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Home run
It's not
derby is
close.
superior.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not close. The MLB All Star experience will always beat every other one, and
Like the
NFL is still
celebrity
last.
softball game is so much better than the celebrity basketball game. Like the celebrity
Mhm.
basketball game is probably the best event in NBA All-Star weekend. Like I think we can agree watching like Micah Parsons and DK Metcalf and those guys dunk the ball all over
Mhm.
people. Like that's pretty fun.
And
But
by the way,
watching
Micah
Snoop Dogg hit
Parsons.
home runs with a softball bat is just hilarious.
Oh yeah, they always kill that. But the most ironic thing happened. I can't believe I forgot to mention that until you brought up Parsons. Micah Parsons breaking Stephen A's ankles and getting him a walking boot has got to be the most ironic thing in the world. I don't think you could write a script better than that. I think that's just I don't root for injury and I hope Stephen A is okay, but I just think that's hilarious.
I don't know, Payne. Did you see that Gui Santos went off in the celebrity game?
Why was he in the celebrity game, Ryan?
No, because remember that one meme where it was like, why is Puka Why is Puka
Oh
on the
yeah,
Warriors? And Puka went crazy.
Puka a Hooper, bro. Like CJ Stroud said, football players want to be basketball players. Basketball players want to be football players, and everybody wants to be baseball players.
And honestly, that's probably true.
CJ Stroud said that. That's a real quote.
I saw a video of him hitting some bombs at I think it was like a softball field or some softball
Oh
game.
yeah, he was in the Travis Scott thing, the Travis Scott softball fundraiser game.
Shocked there wasn't a mosh pit.
Well, it was
And then
only
other
for
NBA stuff.
HBCU people.
Sorry, Peyton, what'd you say?
I said it was only for HBCU folk, but
Mhm.
which was kind of confusing that CJ Stroud was there as he did not go to an HBCU. Ohio
Noted
State.
HBCU, Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State, I would assume, is predominantly white, actually. So,
Other NBA stuff. I think we have to talk about Doc Rivers again, because he's just been coming out with wild statement after wild statement. Like the excuses are piling up for him that I've never seen out of a coach before. Like, did you hear that clip that he like talked about why they lost to the Mavericks?
dude, he's just not a good coach. He's not. Like, I was
No, he's
confused as to why everybody was like, "Oh my god, he's so good! Like, we got to fire our coach midseason to hire him." Like, first off, it's really hard to become a coach of a team you weren't on a coaching staff for in the middle of the season. Like, my brother was broadcasting games and then got called out to coach, and also he was never a great coach to begin with.
no. I mean, he never won. He never even made a conference final with those Clipper teams, I don't believe.
I don't think so either. I still don't think the Clippers have made the conference finals ever.
They did. They did. They lost to the Suns.
Oh,
The
that's
Suns
right.
made
That's
it.
right. Mm-hmm.
That was their first one, I think.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
other than
Rivers
that,
is
NBA
good.
season can come back up.
Wait,
LeBron's
what?
already out the first game because he had to be in that shit fest weekend game.
Yeah, I
Old
saw
man
he
can't
was
keep
ruled
up.
out.
So, and we
All
lost
right.
Will.
All right, let's move on to some college hoops. I know we got games all around us on for college hoops. Did Dayton end up winning, Payne?
Every
I'm
single bet
assuming.
of mine today lost, and they were all up by double digits at halftime.
That's disgusting.
Yep. Even baseball lost because maybe future school Ole Miss lost to fucking Arkansas State today. Yep.
Yucky.
So.
Well, that happens more in college
No,
baseball.
I know. But it is a midweek, and those teams are playing big schools, so they throw their Friday night guy during the midweek, and the big schools throw their shitter during the midweek. Like, I get it, but
Yeah. Dayton's down 2 with less than a minute left.
yeah,
My over might hit. Oh wait. Oh my God, it's tied. Yeah, it's tied. It's at 170. All right, I can't watch. But yes, we're getting into the thick of it with college basketball. We are approaching uh I think we're only how many more days are there of regular season play?
two
Not
weeks.
2 weeks. Wow.
Two and a
I thought it was
half, yeah.
wait, sorry, is that including like conference championships?
No,
That's what I'm saying. Like how many
Well,
more?
so
3.5 weeks.
until Selection Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
The best
So
day
I
of the
mean,
year.
yes, hands down should be a national holiday. Um,
Well, it's a Sunday. We're not working anyways.
it still should be a national holiday. Um,
Yeah, they
Monday
should give
off.
us Monday off after it
yeah.
to just craft
What
our
am I?
bracket.
Who's gonna work when they're making their brackets?
Not I.
Who's gonna sleep? We were talking. Me and Dante were talking about this. How mad do you think John Rothstein is that it's a leap year? That he has to wait.
He's got one extra day till March.
Like he doesn't even celebrate it.
No. But
We sleep in May.
hold on. Who celebrates the leap year? Do you like throw a party for that or
Well,
something?
no, he just doesn't
No, I
recognize
meant
it.
you.
Well,
He
I'm
doesn't
saying
oh,
he doesn't recognize it. Like in the same way like Arizona doesn't recognize like daylight savings.
Yeah, he says it's March 1st. Every day is just pushed
It's
back
no,
a
it's
little
March 0 for him. It's March 0.
bit. Oh, Mike Morgan
Um,
Frost is one of them.
but I mean, we've had a few upsets recently. I mean, UConn just lost last night to Creighton. It was on the road. I should have seen Creighton coming from a mile
I
away
took
on
Creighton
that.
money line last night.
Should have taken Creighton money line. They were
It,
like,
it
I don't want to
felt
say
it
a
felt
team.
that.
It's like you say a team's due, but like it's so hard to say a team like UConn is due for a loss.
Dude, Creighton exposed them last night. They didn't just beat them; they beat
Just
the
shows how bad
shit
Marquette
out of
is.
them.
Oh, Micah
Oh,
Hanglon is an absolute dog, dude. He just got
oh,
up
big
there to
block.
block that shot.
Bang. All right. I just need seven
That was
points in
I
overtime.
love Micah.
Florida. But so two things. One, Florida is a second weekend team, and two, Purdue, regardless of what happened against Ohio State, is still my pick. Again,
You think Florida
hiccups.
wins 2 games?
I
Florida
think
win.
they
Yeah,
can.
I think they do.
I think they
I think
can.
they could.
I mean,
I think
it's obviously down to their seeding, but I don't think it's.
Well, I think it depends on their matchup because I could see them at this point being a 6, and they need the right 3.
Mhm.
I think I think it depends on what 3 seed they get matched up with.
And then I know I'm a Big Ten fan, but I'm down on the Big Ten teams this year, especially now Michigan State. But it's always tough to bet against Izzo in March, but I don't think this is his March this year.
Is Michigan
That's
State
Um,
the
even gonna
problem.
make it?
Yeah, they should.
They gotta be on the bubble.
I think
I
our
haven't
Would,
I haven't
would
looked
the
recently.
but would
on-friend jumbo
ESPN and all
show.
the rankings makers admit that they were that far off on the preseason rankings when they had them at like number 4?
I
Mhm.
mean, they have 10 losses.
Yeah, but a lot of those are like they lost to Arizona and Duke, and
And
like
James
it's
Madison.
not. Was it?
I said and James
Oh yeah,
Madison.
and
Which
JMU.
JMU, by the way, is 26-3 right now.
And also losing to James Madison is not as bad of a loss as losing to Iowa at home. I would just like to make
Yeah,
that
I mean they
known.
lost to James Madison at home, so
I think JMU would beat Iowa on a neutral court.
maybe it'd be a good game.
Also, Nebraska ball is going crazy. They're up 17 against Indiana on the road.
Well, you said they'd finish ahead of Wisconsin because their schedule's so
Yes,
easy.
yes, and this would be one of those big games that I was scared about them not winning. Um,
Mhm.
I think they will. I don't think Wisconsin's good. Um,
No,
they've
Yeah,
really
and
been
remember when you
struggling.
all thought they were really good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
they got exposed hard. They fell off a cliff, and still think Grand Canyon is also going to make the second weekend. I don't care what their matchup is. I will probably be picking them.
I have a good buddy that goes to Grand Canyon.
It's
Okay.
a nice school. It's a nice
Yeah,
school.
it was the Japanese transfer student that I gave a tour to. He works with their baseball team now as a graduate assistant.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun place to go.
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't get how Joe Lenardi could have Florida and Michigan State as the same seed. I just don't get it. I mean, Florida has 3 less losses, and I don't think the Big Ten is that good, to be completely honest.
Yeah, the SEC is better than the Big Ten.
Mhm.
Florida has a better record in the SEC. I know their out of conference wasn't as tough, but I mean,
They should
I
make it Michigan State, but I mean, I feel like they need to
They
like
might be giving it to player experience. I mean, Florida is a group of 5 all-stars.
well,
You
that's
know,
the other thing too is
how
Florida.
many of those guys played in the tournament before?
Really not many of them, but Florida did the classic transfer team thing where they were super inconsistent at the start of the year, and now they're putting all that talent together and racking up huge wins.
Yeah, Mike is a dog.
Yeah, that block was crazy. He's not even top 5. I know he's not a point getter, but he's 7th in points, and he averages 7 points. Like they got a ton of guys that can do it.
Yeah, I think he was 4th or 5th on Marshall last year.
And then I don't know if you also saw this. I think this just came out today or yesterday. So a West Virginia University player who used to play for Rick Pitino
Yeah, it's
um,
Quinn
on
Slazinski.
on Iona. The quote that he said that Rick Pitino said to him was he was going to chop him up in 7 pieces and send him back home because he wasn't boxing out at practice.
I don't believe that for 1 second because he also was at Louisville with Rick Pitino and liked him enough to transfer to Iona with him.
Really, that long? Wait, sorry, I'm not.
Quinn
I thought Rick
Slazinski
Pitino
was a year older than me, and he was your all's class in high school. He played at
Oh, okay.
Huntington Prep, so I watched him all the time in high school. But yeah, he
God,
went
it
to
feels like
Louisville with Pitino, then went to Iona with Pitino, and then was actually committed to St. John's with Pitino, and then decided to go to WVU.
well, I don't think he wasn't like saying it in a bad way. He was just saying
Oh,
that's
okay.
what Patino said. Like it was in a joking manner. It was.
Yeah.
I just think that's a
I mean, that
crazy
is kind
quote.
of funny.
What would make me the happiest person alive is if we find a way that Rick Pitino coaches sometime at Rutgers. I just feel like it's a perfect New Jersey
And he
fit
gets
with Rick.
those Rutgers kids to go to the strip clubs and get strippers on their official visits.
Can
Naturally,
you do that now with NIL? I don't know.
I don't know, but he
no.
was doing it before NIL.
Well, yeah,
Rick
but
Pitino don't care about no NIL.
Well, let me propose this to you. All right, I'm a Michigan State hater now because I feel like it. I don't know,
Mhm.
but their last 4 games at home against Ohio State, on the road against Purdue, at home against Northwestern, and on the road against Indiana. If they lose 2 of those last 3, or two of those last 4, sorry, 2 of those last 4, do they make the tournament without winning their conference tournament?
Yes.
Yeah,
With
I mean,
13 losses,
that'd be 12. No,
they'd be 13. They're at 10 right now.
you said 2 of the last 4.
Yes, but that's before I'm saying like if
Oh,
they
oh,
don't
okay,
win the
yeah.
conference
No,
tournament.
I've seen teams make it with. I've seen like 18 and 15 teams sneak in, just because of their out of conference
Just
schedule being
because we're in the
tough.
Power Five. Or I
Yeah,
guess
I think Michigan State at this point is almost a lock. I think the only way they miss it if they lose 3 of the last 4 and lose the first round of the conference tournament,
Yeah.
they might be like a last 4 in, first 4 out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if they don't win they'd have to get like they can't have a bad loss again in their Big Ten tournament. Like I think there's so many more Big Ten teams that are better than them that I don't see them ending. I mean, top 5. I think they could even lose to like Iowa or something. Like it's
Well, they
just
just did.
they just did, and I think they can lose to them again. It's just they have
Well, I mean,
not.
Purdue. Yeah, Purdue is far and away the best team in that conference. I mean, Michigan State they're 9-7 in the conference. It's not like they're under 500 in the conference and they beat up on terrible teams out of conference, and those are like their only wins. So they have a road win over Maryland, who's been hot lately, and they're starting to gain a lot of ground. Um, let's see. Honestly, might really be. Oh wait, let me look earlier in February. They beat Maryland. They beat Illinois. They swept Michigan. Big whoop.
What
I
team is
guess they don't
what
really
team
have.
did not sweep Michigan?
What is their right? They're 3-12 in the man. What a disappointment. Well, not really. But kind of.
Ironically,
All right,
Well,
the
Wisconsin
welcome
beat
worst
in the
the
third.
worst
Welcome,
record
learn Dunk City. Get ready to learn Dunk City.
Again.
the worst record to make have an at-large bid is 14 losses.
Is that based on win? What was the record?
What do you mean?
Like is that based because like an 18-15 would be a better win percentage than a 16-14.
No,
So.
it's based on losses.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
We
I
got to
really would
talk
have
about the
thought.
MLB because something wild just came out, but we'll talk about that after we cover everything else. I just wanted to.
Well,
is there anything else with
now
college
I'm
ball?
way too. No, now I'm way too curious. Let's do
Well, yeah,
Okay,
no, we
MLB.
can
yeah,
move
okay,
we can
let's
move to
go.
baseball. Yeah, we can
All
move
right,
to
let's go to
baseball.
Major League Baseball then. So rank so MLB just dropped their top 10 player rankings for this year. Which, by the way, I don't care if he was banged up all year last year. Mike Trout at 12 is blasphemy.
Oh, it's
Um,
ridiculous.
let's guess the top 10 starting at number 10.
What is it?
MLB's top players heading in, their top 10 players heading into next season. So
I don't know
Be
what
Shohei Ohtani. Oh wait, no, sorry, starting at number 10. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We should probably
You
start
should
at
always
one.
start at
So
one page. Starting
okay,
at
let's
10 is
start
the
at one.
hardest.
Let's start at one.
All right, Shohei
I
Ohtani.
think Otani's not pitching. It should be Acuna for this year.
It is Acuna, but I still think it should be Ohtani.
Here's my. It's the top 10 players for 2024.
That's
if
true.
it was the top 10 players for 2023, it'd be Ohtani. But if he's not pitching, that takes away the
All right.
whole.
Okay.
So Acuna, and then it's got to be Ohtani.
Who's two?
I have a feeling because he's asking that it's not Ohtani. I'm gonna say Mookie Betts.
His Mookie Betts.
No,
That's what they say. Guess three.
I'm scared to say Ohtani.
It's Aaron Judge.
no.
Four.
Don't let the Yankees
Ohtani.
see it.
Four, Dante.
Juan Soto.
It is Ohtani.
I thought
Five.
you were playing.
Fernando
Soto.
Tatis Jr.
No, he's like 27, and it's a crime against humanity.
It's Freddie Freeman. Number
By
six.
the way, Fernando Tatis is a better player than Freddie Freeman.
6.
Corbin
Juan
Carroll.
Soto.
Corey Seager. Corbin Carroll, I think, is 17. Number 7.
Soto.
Bobby Witt.
Or Cole.
Soto.
Yeah.
8.
Cole.
Yordan
Or
Alvarez.
no, Julio Rodriguez.
Yordan Alvarez. Number 9.
Well, then I know the
Julio
last
Rodriguez.
two. The last two are Rodriguez and Cole.
Yeah, Cole's 9, Rodriguez is 10.
Interesting.
But
Fernando
know.
Tatis being in the 20s is actually a crime. That whoever did that should be fired.
I think Bobby Witt is 20, Adley's 19, Corbin is 18, Strider 17, Turner 16, Austin Riley 15, J Ram 14, Olsen 13, Trout 12, Bryce Harper 11.
By the way, I love Austin Riley, but in what world is he a better player than Corbin Carroll, Fernando Tatis? I just don't really see it.
I love Austin Riley. I think he's a top 10 player, honestly.
No, he's not. Come on, let's be real.
With MLB also, I probably should tread lightly here because I want to go into this field, but Scott Boras is absolutely ruining MLB free agency.
Wow, you really treaded lightly there.
I said I probably should.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a joke.
He's cost Blake Snell like
for
$30 million. If you saw his reported offer from the Yankees now, it's $34 million less than what he was reportedly offered 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's stupid. I don't understand how people stand up for this guy.
I mean,
the players shouldn't like him. The owners shouldn't like him. No one. He does good for
spring
no
training
one but
started
Scott
on
Boras.
Monday, and we still have Cody Bellinger, Blake Snell, who won the damn Cy Young Award last year in the NL, and
Matt
Jordan
Chapman.
Montgomery. Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt Chapman. We have guys like that still don't have a freaking team.
By the way, is Blake Snell the worst multi-time Cy Young winner ever?
Well, I don't know. Let me see who's won it multiple times.
That's a good point. I mean, regardless of era, like using like a, I don't know, like adjusted for era.
Okay, so I'll just pull up the list of guys who won it multiple times. It's really not that many. Roger Clemens won it 7 times.
God.
Randy Johnson won it 5.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Randy Johnson won it 4 straight seasons.
But probably the most impressive.
Greg Maddux won it 4 straight seasons.
Yeah. Well, Maddux, yeah.
Steve Carlton won it 4 times. Now, I'm not familiar with his game, but I don't know how he compares to Blake Snell.
Well, again, adjusted for the era, like we know Steve Carlton was perennially a top 5 pitcher.
Verlander, Scherzer, Kershaw, and Pedro Martinez, and Jim Palmer, Tom Seaver, Sandy Koufax all have 3. And here are the players with 2. Blake Snell, Jacob deGrom, Corey Kluber, Roy Halladay, Tim Lincecum, Johan Santana, that I made my middle school coaching debut against, Tom Glavine, Brett Saberhagen, Gaylord Perry, Bob Gibson, and some guy named Denny McLean.
Oh, again, I'm gonna assume Denny McLean was like some 1900s guy who is probably like the best pitcher of the time. I
1968.
would say it's either him or Kluber, one of those two guys. Neither of them scream two Cy Youngs to me.
Yeah, or Lincecum, really. I mean, Lincecum was fun to watch, but he doesn't really scream multi-time Cy Young.
Yeah, but Lincecum at his peak, people thought was
Yeah.
like people argued he was the best pitcher in baseball. Even this year, nobody really said no. I never talked to a person. They said, "Oh yeah, Blake Snell's the best pitcher in the league."
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have much else MLB, but college baseball.
Wait, sorry, I actually have something for MLB. I think it's a crime against humanity, unless I'm wrong here, that there's an MLB. The first game of the MLB season is not in America.
Yeah, they've done this a couple of times.
Okay, I think that's dumb.
Yeah, like the last time they did it was Ichiro's last season, and they let that first game be in Japan, which was really cool.
Yeah. Well, I guess it makes sense that you have to do it before the season because like when is it you'd have to take like
because they
I know
travel, so they play so many games every week.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I like really and also I think it's like a week before opening day, which is kind of weird as well, but
Well, it gives us
Well, again, yeah, they got to give them the time.
you get to watch more baseball.
oh boy.
Well, yeah, I see it. We know how much Ryan. Me and Peyton are honestly like we're shaking in anticipation, waiting for the season. Meanwhile,
Dude, I can't
Ryan,
even wait till Saturday to
I'm
watch.
waiting. I live for spring training and spring training only.
yeah, he just likes
give me
drinking rum
buckets.
buckets at the Twin games. That's really about it.
Can't wait.
Not that I'm opposed to that.
I think I'm gonna wear 3 different Minnesota things to the Twins Gophers game and have so many people ask me where am I from, and I'm just gonna say New York.
Yeah.
Well, did
Oh,
you
you're
go to
from like
Minnesota?
Cloud?
Well,
New
I
York.
mean, the major league teams playing college teams is a good segue into college baseball.
Hmm.
And I'd like to start us here. If FGCU had a pitching staff, they would be a top 15 team in the country every year. But Coach Tillett cannot seem to recruit a capable arm. That doesn't get Tommy John surgery because we had 2 last year get drafted, but they both had Tommy John during the season. Woodward and Mason Miller, who's on Michael's Royals now. But cool thing about FGCU baseball is your boy here will be doing the color commentary for the majority of their home games on ESPN Plus. So
that is elite. I am genuinely excited to listen to some of that.
I'm
Over
excited also.
Over under how many games till Payne has to do a Nick Castellanos type type scene.
I like to pride myself on being a better man than that. And there is a drive into deep left field by Castellanos, and that'll be a 4-0 ball game.
Drive into deep left field by Harrison Povey.
Now, Harrison Povey will be deep into right field.
Oh, yeah.
Ian Farrow
Yeah,
deep into left field. Ian Farrow,
And that one gets sent into Miramar Lakes.
I know. I'm sad we don't have guys like Figueredo and Felix and Rodriguez anymore where I have to learn Spanish home run calls because that would have been really fun. But now we don't have any Spanish people that start. So
why do you have to say it in Spanish?
I mean, just because it would be fun to be like adios pelota, which by the way is bye bye baseball in Spanish. So
all right, so we did learn some of them. St. John's beat Florida. That was kind of a strange turn of events for what we were expecting. Kind of disappointing. My dad was not happy about that, losing to St. John's. He waited all day. Yeah, St. John's baseball. I mean, the St. John's baseball.
But it's college
sucks.
baseball. Anything happens in college baseball, you know.
That's true. I mean that. I don't know if any of the listeners listened to or watched FAU Vanderbilt. That was a game. That was
FAU
a
had a lot of
even Ryan's nodding.
I think I'll retire being 1-0 on my college baseball parlays for the season.
I mean, FAU had a lottery pick last year.
Yeah, they lost a lottery pick, and they're still competing with Vandy on the road. Dude, that
I
they,
mean,
they should they
FGCU
should be a good
competed with
team again.
TCU.
No, oh, and again, I think FGCU probably should win their conference.
They
Them
should.
or
Lipscomb should
Lipscomb.
too. But
Yeah,
FGCU
them or
should
Lipscomb.
start off 4-0-4.
Yeah, but against TCU
Indiana
again.
State's good too.
Yeah, I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried about them. But
Yeah, now
yeah,
that
there were a lot of
Lipscomb's
good
gone.
games. A lot of good games on opening day for college baseball. I too am 1-0 on college baseball parlays. I feel like taking some of these teams -1.5. I know it's college baseball and anything can happen, but like getting Clemson -1.5 against Xavier was like free. They won by 11.
No, you know what was really free? Coastal Carolina -2.5 versus George Mason.
I mean, Coastal Carolina -25.5 was free.
Dude, but did you watch that game? So we were watching it in
Yeah,
the
that was
we were watching it in the softball press box when it was 27-0, just laughing. We realized going into the top of the ninth inning, Coastal Carolina had a no-hitter going also. And with
oh
two
my god.
strikes on the last out of the game, the kid from George Mason strokes a double down the line.
All right, well, at least he didn't bunt it.
Right. I don't know. I would have, if I was a third baseman, I would have like thrown my glove at it and hit it to get that 3-base error, but it's given an error instead of a hit.
No. It still would have been a hit. Would have been a double plus an error. No.
I don't think that's how you score that, but I don't know. I've never had to score that because I've never seen anybody crazy enough to take off a piece of equipment and throw it at the ball.
I you
But
know I,
by
I get
rule,
it.
it is a 3-base error, I think,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
like in the rule book. That's what they
Yeah,
always say. If you take off your equipment and hit the ball, they get 3 bases.
yeah, but you actually have to hit the ball to do
Yeah.
that, and that would
Yeah.
be that in itself would be impressive.
Yes.
All right, is that our
Daytona?
baseball talk?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah, nothing else here. We can move on to
All
golf.
right, let's move on to golf. Woo! Peyton, I just can't thank you enough. What's so like because I don't want to take any credit for it because the thing was I saw a stat about Matsuyama like a few like days before this tournament where he has been like consistently in the top 30, like hasn't really had a bad course. So then as soon as you sent me that at plus 6,000, I was like,
but
okay,
I see it at plus 7,500.
okay, I got it at plus 6,000. And then once he started cooking, like when he was -5 on that last round, I got him for another plus 2,800 on FanDuel. Um, so I mean, what a hit. So Genesis Matsuyama takes it away. I think, and I don't know if you all doubted me. I was never worried of Cantlett. I was
Me
never worried
neither.
of
When I watched him the last 2 days, he was just not good.
it's
And I
well, he
can't
was good
believe
on
I bet
round
on him.
three. He was good on round three, which that's what I was like, is he gonna close it out? But to go +1 when someone cooks -12, like he was lucky
I
the
know.
rest of the field didn't catch up to him because he could have been outside the top 10 again.
Can't let I said I can't believe I went against my morals and actually put a little bit of money on Cantlay. Will never happen again. No, not I'm not giving a penny to that guy anymore. I'd also like to point out Ryan. You've gotten the last two winners. Are you just the king of riding coattails?
Well, I'm gonna hit on this one. So I've placed my bet at plus 15,000 on Aaron. I'm gonna pronounce his name wrong, like Baddeley. Um, he had a good year last year. I've seen him in the top a few times. This is a weak field. Other than Tony, no shade towards Tony. We love Tony. Tony.
Hey now.
But I think for plus 15,000 in a field like this is just, I mean, great value. If he gets anywhere near the top, I'll start throwing it on a few of the other guys that are up there.
What do you
Um,
know about this guy?
so he's finished. So, so he's finished like top. I think he had a few top 10 finishes last year. I remember him he was like in top three in a big tournament. I forget which one, and he ended up coming like third. So he doesn't have that many wins. if he has any real big ones. But I just think like in a small field, that's a guy that's yeah, I'm looking for value here. I hate taking the low odds people at the top of these tournaments. Like Rory at plus 700 in the Genesis. I mean, like, what's the point in betting that? 10 to win 70, 100 to win 7. Like, there's no point in that. Like, why would I not? Why would I throw 10 to win 70 on Rory when I could throw $10 on three guys that are plus 2,000, plus 3,000, plus 6,000, and just have a chance where I could hedge a lot more if they're somehow in the top 10 going into round three?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I hear that.
Yeah. So
that's
Yeah,
what I wish I could have found because Canley was what, minus 120 going into the last day.
mhm.
I
Lower
wish
yeah.
I
than
could
that.
have. I wish I could have found somewhere where was
It
the
was lower
field.
than that, Michael.
He was like minus 180.
I
Wow.
wish
Yeah,
I could
because he
find the
had the
field
last start too.
because he was also like he was three ahead of the field.
Yeah.
I know.
So
I made the executive decision. I'm going to start betting golf at the end of round one. I think it's the best place to find value.
I don't know. I put Matsuyama before the tournament even started last week.
I did Nick Taylor at the end of round one, so I think different strokes for different folks.
So I've played a couple, actually more than a couple, this week. I put 5 on each of these. Charlie Hoffman at plus 7,500. He actually looked better after his surgery, I thought. They were talking about it on the broadcast, how he was looking good coming off his back surgery. Keith Mitchell, have no clue who he is, but all the sharp money is on Keith
He
Mitchell.
he was he was the guy that was in the oh, was it the Masters? He was in the final group for either the Masters or another big tournament.
Yeah, so he's plus
Um
2,500.
I like that too.
I
Um,
like Keith Mitchell.
Seung Hyun Kim, just because I like how Hard Rock hyphenates his name to SH Kim. Kim.
They
Versus
usually do that on
Album.
the broadcast too.
Yeah, Maverick McNeely. I do like his
I
chances.
love Maverick
Plus
McNeely. I
5,000.
might ride with you on that.
I did Jake Knapp at plus 4,000. I rode with Ryan on Aaron Baddeley, just because $5 to win $755. Why the hell not?
Sounds
And
fun.
my last one is Thomas Detry. I did it 20 plus 2250.
It's
Dietrich.
Dietrich, and I do like Dietrich as well.
Hmm. Michael, any golf?
I got nothing on the golf.
Nothing on golf. Yeah,
Another
me
one I
again.
like. This is sorry. This is a weird one. Because I've seen him finish. He doesn't play in the PGA too often. He's actually in the DP World Tour a lot more. But Alexander Bjork. Now I know the competition is not as good, obviously, in the DP, but I mean he's pulling like Tiger Woods numbers in this DP tour. And once again, I
You
like him
gotta
in a
stop
bad.
saying DP. Like,
It's
Wholeheartedly agree.
wait, so what is this weekend? The Magical Kenya Open? What the hell is that?
no,
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 it's
this
no,
is the Mexico
it's the
Open.
Mexico. No, it's the
Yeah, I don't know where you found
What are
that.
you betting on over there?
I'm on Hard Rock. It's the Magical Kenya Open.
Yeah, no. This is the Mexico Open, and then the Florida Gauntlet starts. I mean that sounds like something that would be in the DP, the Magical Kenya Open. But
But also, so Alexander, he looks like he's playing in the PGA this year because he's been in the past four tournaments. Came tied 11th in the American Express, tied 70 in the Farmers, ain't too good. Missed the cut in the other two. But like I said, it's not, I don't want to say bad, but it's a weaker field. I really think any of these guys that are towards the bottom can pull something out. There was another guy. I like Dietrich, and there was one more. Um, I'm not going to find it. Oh, Ekarat, Austin Ekarat. I like him as well. He's a young
yeah,
guy. All right, and then I guess we will cap it off with Daytona talk. This was probably the first NASCAR race that I've watched in full. I mean, one, I had nothing else to do at the airport. Um,
yeah.
I was all out of money from blackjack, so I was stopping myself.
I mean, blackjack, crazy time.
Yeah.
What a
Um,
weekend! What a weekend full of adventures.
yeah. I still don't I don't even know what to talk about this because I still don't understand how NASCAR works, especially like we were trying to say like, oh, let's bet on it late. But then like Denny Hamlin was 31st when they were done. They were pitting one more time, and he was second best odds. And then just a random guy comes out of nowhere because 20 cars crash. Like it's just
Byron.
like it's just got to be so difficult. This has to be the hardest sport to bet on. Like we thought
I mean,
golf
I'm
was hard.
sure I'm sure there's people that like understand how it works. We unfortunately are not any of those people. So I
You're
think
not
that's something.
car knowers.
But like
No,
how are you
no.
supposed to like but that's just like you can understand golf a little bit more and like know like okay, if he's in the top five, he has a chance. He's doing well today. He's obviously don't bet on can't lay. But like how can you have that with it's Joey Logano, who's in first the entire race basically, and then just gets like his back tire pushed out and then crashes and he's out. Like Joey Logano was the good pick to win this race, and then it just gets screwed at the end because a car behind him wrecks into him.
Yeah, I mean, Michael and I did. We threw a little $5 bet on just who would be leading, Logano versus the field, who would be leading after 5 laps. They're so stupid. No one did anything the first five
Mhm.
laps. They all just went around like it's like 6 times. Like it was the what's the lap? What are the laps where they well I guess like a caution lap or whatever. They
Yeah.
just kept no one tried anything. They didn't even go 3 wide. It was just 2 wide the whole
Also,
time.
I don't understand that as well because they were saying something where, like, I heard where they're saying there's at least there. So there was 5 laps left when the big crash happened, and they said, "Well, folks, we're going to see at least 5 more laps." No, we didn't. We saw 4 because they called the race because there was a crash as soon as they crossed the finish line for the final lap. They should extend the race. Like, I mean, like, or like one more or 2 more laps because I
Yeah,
thought that's what
it's
they
like
meant by that.
soccer. If it's like soccer, if there's an injury in soccer, they add extra time at the end. I
Yeah,
think they should
because
do that for NASCAR.
literally, I think it was the only 2 people that crossed the line were the lead 2 before the caution flag was thrown. And it's just like, what? Like, I don't know.
It's
Don't
dumb.
like NASCAR. I'm sorry, I don't like NASCAR.
Ryan
All the
Blaney actually
rednecks are
was
going to be
looking
in our
solid too
DMs.
before the wreck.
What is it, Michael?
I said all the rednecks are going to be in our DMs.
I thought I had a good bet.
Casuals.
Kyle
That's
Busch was
my
actually
first and
cooking
last
for a
time
while.
betting on NASCAR.
Kyle Busch was
Yeah.
doing good for a while, and it's unbelievable how he was second best odds, did an entire lap with the I don't know how their NASCAR tires work, but like the main bolt on his tire was just off, was just loose. Drove around with sparks for a lap, and then still was fourth best odds after coming out of the pit again. Like that's how good he was doing, and then he just screws it at the end by not being able to get in the right lane.
Oh.
Um,
Anyone got any banned lists, mortal locks for this? I know Michael, you were talking about Panthers breaking the record.
I'm
Um,
gonna add 2 to my ban list this week.
band list, crazy time.
Illinois basketball. I love you, Coleman Hawkins, but you also have a
well,
rapist on
so
your
here's
team.
the thing: they're already on the banned list. I think this is
I've already put them there.
Well, but they weren't the only team to lose on my parlay, so I'm good.
they're super banned. Illinois basketball super banned.
Yes, so I think Superband teams, even if they're not the only team to lose on parlays now, should be punishment.
Yeah, if you
But
even
also
think
the
about all,
Dayton Flyers losing to fucking George Mason. You were up by 11 points at halftime and you lose that game. And I know
yeah,
one of the starters on George Mason. Like he went to a high school in West Virginia called Man. The
man,
school is MAN High School.
men,
Man, yep. And their nickname, the Hillbillies.
the man
That's
hillbilly.
that's
Yes.
their no
West
way.
Virginia's crazy, bro. They have the Polka Dots. Their school name is Polka. Their nickname is the Dots. We have the Point Pleasant Big Blacks.
That's insane.
Yep. And the Man Hillbillies. I mean,
West Virginia should be its own like exclave country. Like,
yes.
just what the hell?
But anyways, that's where their freaking starting small forward is from. And
Oh
I
my
mean,
god.
he looks like a dude who would be balling in the trailer park.
All right, I gotta do my
So
my
Dayton is
band
banned
list.
also.
Yeah, I gotta do my band list and I don't have a mortal lock for this week, but ban list real quick before I go. Flyers and outdoor games, 1-4-1, and the only one was on a weird comeback against the Penguins. Banned. Never betting on them in an outdoor game.
I also have another ban list for you, Dante, because I'm personally not going to take them, but I know you are banning JetBlue, which we didn't talk about in
Yeah,
our.
yeah. We did not talk about how our original flight had mechanical issues, so we had to scramble to get a new one on the way up to Newark. But yeah, JetBlue has always been on the ban list. Everyone fly Delta. Delta is so
No,
superior to
Delta
everything.
is banned.
This weekend has only confirmed that for me.
Delta is banned for me.
I don't know.
When I was
I love
flying home from
JetBlue,
my
but the thing is, I
grandpa's
think
funeral, they
JetBlue.
lost my bag with my suit in it. So
Oh, Michael, we didn't tell you. So for some reason, when we were coming back from the airport, they put our luggage on the wrong flight. Since we checked in so early, they put it on a different flight from Newark to RSW. So we were standing there waiting for our luggage. All the luggage comes out, and they're like, "Okay, that's it." And ours wasn't there. So we had to go like to the United office to grab it.
They had our stuff there. But
Wait, so it
all right.
got flown somewhere else?
No, it got
No,
flown on
no,
an
no. They put it
earlier.
on the earlier flight.
well, then why didn't you all just fly on that flight?
I found the cheapest
I
one.
mean,
I bet you this was the cheapest one for
yeah,
the
price.
way back.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, I think that wraps it up. Another sports weekend. We'll have March Madness coming up soon. Our weekend in Tampa.
Yeah.
Whew.
Opening day next week after
I know.
that.
I can't wait. I can't wait to watch baseball on Friday. I actually can't wait. Can't wait for my first bucket. Nothing hits harder than the first
I know. I
bucket.
can't believe you're going there instead of FGCU
Well,
home.
I'm sorry. That's FGCU's fault for scheduling a game during Gophers Twins.
And not having buckets.
Peyton, I'm not going either because I'm going to stay home and listen to you
That's
commentate.
right. That's right. Ryan, they do have beer and wine though at FGCU baseball games now.
That doesn't sound like a bucket.
All
It's
right,
not a bucket, but they have beer and wine.
Peyton, do the outro.
Let's keep it twisted, baby.
See y'all next
Always.
time.